ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Verily all praise is due to Allah. We praise Him, seek His help and ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil in ourselves and from our sinful deeds. Whosoever Allah guides, no one can mislead. And whosoever Allah allows to stray, no one can guide. And I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except Allah. He's one, having no partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is His servant and messenger. To proceed, verily the truest speech is the book of Allah, and the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the worst affairs of a newly invented matters in religion, and every newly invented matter in religion is a heresy, and every heresy will lead us astray, and everything that leads us astray leads us to the hellfire. With the few minutes that we have today, I would like to remind us of one of our greatest challenges in life. I want to remind us of a struggle in which we are in the center of it. What I mean by this, the student body in particular. And this is the struggle, the test of balancing our deen, our pursuit of this dunya with our pursuit of the akhirah. As we know, we should pursue both. And when we begin our college life, this is really when our pursuit of this world picks up. But for many of us, we struggle. And this is what the Prophet ﷺ warned us about. The Prophet ﷺ said that for every ummah, they have a test. Every society, every ummah has a test. And the test of this ummah will be the wealth. And we see that now. The dunya is more tempting than it ever has been. Now, we live better than some kings live. The poor people now. Imagine the services that we have. Imagine how you can get caught up in this world. This dunya is so scary that even people who do not believe in a hereafter, they believe that you can go too far. They believe that you can be deceived. They believe that you can forget your family and just waste your time and do not truly benefit from it. This is what we hear day in and day out. And the Prophet ﷺ said that I do not fear poverty for my ummah, but it is that the dunya will present itself like it presented itself in the past, and you will compete like the previous nation compete, and it will destroy you. This was the Prophet ﷺ, one of his primary fears for us. And of course, we know one of the du'as that the Prophet ﷺ taught is the dua in which the Prophet ﷺ directs us to say, وَلَا تَجْعَلِ الدُّنْيَا أَكْبَرَ هَمِّنَا. And we hear this over and over again. We ask Allah to not make this world our greatest concern. Because as we know, this world is temporary. All of us know that. Even though there are some people, and usually these are the most brightest, or the brightest of people, supposedly, who are trying to pursue a cure for death. They don't want to face the reality that this life is not meant for permanence. It's not meant to be permanent. It's temporary. Even though we know that, we can get caught up in it. However, before we continue, I want to say that you can go to the other extreme. We always are looking for the balance. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. We made you a balance. So we're always looking for moderation, because there are those who forsake this world. And we know that there is no monasticism in Islam, meaning that you forsake the world, you become a hermit, you don't have a wife, you don't have kids. This is the easy way out. This is not praiseworthy. You're not challenged. You're not giving anything back to the world. You're greedy, selfish, and only thinking about the hereafter. And Allah tells us, don't forget your portion of this world. That's the test of this life that you have to balance. But the way to win the test is to remember that, as Allah tells us over and over and over and over again, that the akhirah is khayrun wa abqa. In Surah Duha, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. And Surah A'la, and so many other surahs. So the Isra, we hear Allah reminding us so many times. Because this world presents instant pleasure. We can touch it, feel it, enjoy it somewhat. And the akhirah is delayed gratitude. And this is what we study on campus. And we are told over and over again that successful people, they understand the benefit of delayed gratification. And this is what Psalm teaches us, this delayed gratification, this self-control, discipline. And that's what our life is about. And this is, again, one of our greatest tests is making this balance. And I want to, and we talk about this on the college campus over and over again, because again, I believe many of us are really struggling with it. I remember after accepting Islam, 2 years after I accepted Islam, I went to the University of Houston, and one of the main reasons I went there was because of the Muslim community was great. Hakeem Elijah was there, he was an all-star, and he was going to the masjid. And so I went there and I saw all of these international Muslim students, people who lived, in Muslim countries. However, I was shocked and disappointed when Jumu'ah came. Relatively speaking, we saw a few students. And the majority of them came at the very last minute. They would complain if you did not, end the khutbah on time and what have you. But the point is that I was shocked, and as a new Muslim, you have all this strength and zeal, that Allah is only asking 45 minutes of our time out of the week. And really, even here in America, we make Jumu'ah, and only Jumu'ah, we're in good shape for the most part. I'm just saying that's still, alhamdulillah, khayr, there's a lot of good in that. And and so the Jumu'ah, Allah tells us, فَاسْعَوْا إِلَىٰ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ, rush, وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ, leave off this pursuit of the dunya. And he goes on and on and on, and even to the very last verse, Wallahu khayrul raziqeen. Allah is the one who provides. Allah is talking about this balance in Surah Al-Jumu'ah very, very explicitly. And I said, wow, we don't even have time for Allah. This is what, if you don't get this reminder, this is what happens. And Allah tells us, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ. Don't be like those people. There are people who forgot all about Allah, the one who's given them this intelligence, the one who's given them this wealth, the one who's given them so much, but they forgot about Allah. فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. But Allah made them forget themselves. And tell me, do you not see this? And tell me, do not the non-Muslim complain about that? Many times people who reach 60 and 70 years old, their main regret is that I didn't spend time with my grandkids, with my children, with my wife. And they really didn't even enjoy this. So they were of those people who forgot about Allah. They didn't make time for Allah. And so they were punished by forgetting themselves. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. And these are the people who are fasiqun, rebellious, and what have you. And I want to, there's so much that we can mention. And again, I want to truly focus on the side of us being duped and tricked by this world. Of course, as I mentioned, we have the other side. And this other side exists. And this is part of the reason why we see some extremism or extremist activity happening in parts of the world, because people have totally forsaken this world and they are only thinking about the hereafter, and that's all that they're thinking about, and don't understand that Allah says, Kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharib. Or as the Prophet said, O abid as-sabil, you should be in this world as if you are a stranger or passerby. Again, this is telling us that we have to have this balance. Yes, this world is temporary, but we benefit from it. A stranger is trying to get to his land, or the one who's an abid as-sabil, the one who is passing by, he utilizes that. Tell me, you know, most of you probably won't be in College Station 5 years from now. You'll be somewhere else in America or overseas or back home or, you know, in some place. However, you're going to benefit from all the resources here. You're not going to say, forget about College Station, I'm just going to move through. No, you're here to benefit from it, to get all those accolades and degrees and teacher recommendations, everything that you can. Hopefully you're going to give back to and move on. So we do have that other extreme, and it is a danger as well. However, I think our challenge, especially here, coming to the land of opportunity, most of us, as the Prophet had feared, are caught up in this. I mean, it is so intense, and we're in a time in which everything is glittering to the most it could ever glitter. Unbelievable. Even myself, I consider myself very young, but my childhood was very much different. If I wanted to play a video game, I had to go to the arcade. If I needed to make a phone call and I'm in the street, outside the house, I had to go to a telephone booth. We had, we didn't download things. We didn't have internet. Everything was totally different. And I'm just a little bit over 40. And my kids, I'm like, you got it good in certain aspects. That's how tempting and pleasurable the world is now. And so again, we should have people who have PhDs. We should have people who are engineers, who are doctors, who are doing great things. And you will find that the Muslims had this, especially you look at the Ashar Mubashirin bil Jannah, all of them, or majority of them were very rich. And even some of the Tabi'in said that the Sahaba, they had the dunya fi aydihim. They had it in their hands, but they didn't have it in their hearts. So nothing is wrong with being rich, and rich is good. The yad al-ulya is khayrun min al-yad al-sufla. We don't want to be people who are refugees and asking for help, and especially from people who may be hesitant. We want to be able to lend a hand. We want to be able to add value. We want to be able to have people who are on the forefront of technology and science as we were in the past. So this is good. We just have to remind ourselves over and over again, especially on the college campuses, when we are sold a big dream, and it is good, that work hard for your future, but let it not be by any means necessary. Because once we start to compromise The compromising doesn't end. You say, oh, just this semester I'm going to do this. Just this year. After I graduate, after the promotion, after this, it doesn't end. And I'm telling you that seriously. As an imam, I hear this questions about compromising more than any other question. These are from people who are 60, 70, literally, I'm not exaggerating, 50. So what about people who are 18, 19, 20? Don't start. They say don't start drugs and it's hard to quit. Don't start that compromising, it's hard to quit. If we can move up a little bit for the people in the back. So let me just mention one hadith, and then we'll mention a couple ayat and we'll close, inshallah. The Prophet mentioned a hadith that is literally, it shakes us to a core. And I'm sure many of you have heard this hadith over and over again. And I think I've mentioned it several times myself, but yet it is a hadith that it shows you that the Prophet was truly a prophet. How he prophesies how this world would be in the time that we're in. And the hadith says, من كانت الدنيا همه فرق الله عليه أمره. Whoever has this world be his greatest concern, or his concern, that's what he's concerned with, then Allah will make him always preoccupied. He's always has, chasing something. فرق الله عليه أمره. His affairs are spread out, so he's have to go to this meeting. He's here, he's flying there, he's flying there. I know people, and I truly mean it, who are from some of the most elite people in the world in terms of business, in terms of these things. But at the same time, they're from the most wretched people in terms of happiness, because they're spending literally almost half of the time in the sky. One day, I got to go to Beijing, now I got to go to Nairobi, and here is wonderful, but you're never relaxed. Even at night when you're in your nice multi-million dollar house, you're thinking about tomorrow I got to put out this fire, this fire, this fire. That's the life of the one who's always want the dunya. You got it. And when you have it, you're going to always be preoccupied. وَجَعَلَ فَقْرَ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ. And not only that, you're going to always think and always be afraid of poverty. The Prophet didn't fear poverty. Poverty is not a good thing. We should try to be wealthy. However, you're going to always think that you're poor. How many people here say, this is not the latest model of the Mercedes, or this, I don't really have it. You're living in a multi-million dollar house, you're like, oh, but those people. You are extremely blessed and you think that you're poor. وَجَعَلَ الْفَقْرَ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ. This is your situation. Remember the athlete who, I think instead of making $8 or $9 million, he was like that he wanted and thought he was going to make, he had to get $2 million or $3 million, something like that. You guys are familiar with it. Anyway, that may be a slight exaggeration, but not by much. And he said, how do you expect me to take care of my family with these few $1 million a year? This was a statement. He got chastised for it. However, some people understood it and said, well, yeah, it makes sense. Even though that person, Allahu A'lam, I don't know, probably was very poor before he started, like many athletes, right? Rags to riches case. وَجَعَلَ الْفَقْرَ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ. He said it in front of everybody. How do you expect from me? With a few $1 million, how am I going to take care of my family? This is the prophecy of the Prophet coming true. وَلَمْ يَأْتِهِ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَا كُتِبَ لَهُ. And you only will get from this dunya what Allah has written for you. Doesn't mean that you don't try and do your best. وَمَنْ كَانَتِ الْآخِرَةُ نِيَّتُهُ جَمَعَ اللَّهُ لَهُ أَمْرًا وَجَعَلَ غِنَاهُ فِي قَلْبِهِ. And whoever has this niyyah, his intention to be the hereafter, then Allah will make his issues or his affairs consolidated. You'll find that they have time to do this, time to do that, because they're thinking about the hereafter. They understand and able to balance their time and understand that the hereafter is their intention and that this life is temporary. So you find that they have time to do a lot of things, time to go with their family, here or there, time to watch their child play baseball or football or soccer, cricket, or any of those two. They have this time and this barakah. وَجَعَلَ غِنَاهُ فِي قَلْبِهِ, and he is content. And this is amazing, that Allah will give him contentment. And this is the only way to really get in the dunya, is that you got to stop chasing it, meaning that you're just so overwhelmingly connected to it. Then it comes to you. وَآتَتْهُ الدُّنْيَا رَاغِمًا, and it will come to him forcefully. And even this is just like what Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said, that this world that you're just chasing after is so heavy, so strong, so forcefully, and you're like, I gotta get more, I gotta get more. Wow, I got my first 100,000. Now I want 2. Now I want this million. And it's amazing. You get, and this would be a tricky part for us. We just inherited, let's say, 500 million. How would it feel to get a billion? You know, how would it feel? I mean, that's the thought, right? You're not, okay, I'm going to give away 75% of my money. That doesn't come to most people's mind. I mean, because it's so alluring. But anyway, Allah says that He will give you this contentment. And the one who's content, he is as rich as the richest man in the world. So it's like Ibn al-Qayyim said, chasing a shadow. You will never chase it. You can use all this technology, all of this, you can put in equations, you won't catch it. It's scientifically impossible. But when you stop, it will come to you. It has to. I mean, by force, that's what he's saying. This way is the dunya. Is when we have that correct balance. We go to school, we do that, and we do all the asbab, then it will come to us. And again, we will get what we need, and then many times it will be true wealth. Again, sometimes we just want more of this level part, this, and that's the nature. Bani Adam, he doesn't. The children of Adam do not get satisfied except by turah, meaning that they always want more, and they will never truly be satisfied until death. That is our nature. So again, may Allah make us aware of this, the nature of this world, and let us understand that this world is temporary, and let us do well in this world, and have this balance, have our pursuit of this world as well as the pursuit of the hereafter. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Just wanted to leave us with a few ayat. And again, you can't read a surah and that's almost that Allah is reminding us of this issue that we're in, and that we need so much help, and that's why it's so important for us to be reminded and to read the Quran. Allah tells us, "Man kana yuridu al-ajila," and He also talks about "Man kana yuridu" or "Man arada al-akhirah." So Allah is telling us. It's a very scary hadith, and we mentioned this so many times because it's one of the most beautiful ayahs to me, at least. Allah, before He talks about those who want the akhirah, He says, وَمَنْ يُرِيدُ الْعَاجِلَةَ, and whoever really wants this thing, this world, this transitory, quick, passing life pleasure. Remember the instant pleasure and the delayed gratitude? This is the language of Allah speaking. مَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ الْعَاجِلَةَ عَجَّلْنَا لَهُ فِيهَا مَا نَشَاءُ لِمَنْ نُرِيدُ ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَا لَهُ جَهَنَّمَ يَصْلَاهَا مَذْمُومًا مَدْحُورًا. Whoever wishes for the quick passing, transitory enjoyment of this world, we readily grant him what we will for him or for whom we like. Then afterwards, for those who that's their, that's what they want, that's what they're seeking, Allah will give to them a portion of it. However, we have appointed for him hell. He will burn therein in disgrace and reject it. Likewise, Allah says, "Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut." All of us will die. I mean, this world is temporary, and telling us what is the true success. وَإِنَّمَا تُوَفَّوْنَ أُجُورَكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, and the true reward or the compensation, your salary, for lack of better words, will be given to you on the day of judgment. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ. Whoever is removed from the hellfire into paradise, he is successful. وَمَنْ حَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا, and this world is nothing more than إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ, is enjoyment in delusion. Allah also says, فَمَا مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الْآخِرَةِ excuse me. وَمَا مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا فِي الْآخِرَةِ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. And the comparison of this worldly life with the hereafter is small in comparison. وَتُؤْثِرُونَ and Allah tells us in Surah Al-A'la that we prefer this worldly life, وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى, and the hereafter is better and longer lasting. So again, may Allah give us success, and especially I believe you all in this vulnerable stage and beginning of your pursuit for this world, because we should pursue it. And we should pursue the akhirah, but we should just take in consideration all these verses that I read, and there's so many more that Allah tells us about the akhirah. That this is, the akhirah is the true life. Lahi al-hayawan, it's the true, real life, the one that you'll be happy in. And may Allah grant it to us and allow us to be successful in all our pursuits. عباد الله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. عباد الله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وقيم الصلاة.